I welcome you all to another session of the Madhava class, and we are learning Bhagavat Gita as it is, important verses, shloka recitations, meaning, and application in our day-to-day life. So, Krishna Chaitanya, you want to start with the prayers?
Hey Mataji. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Kauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pachyatadeshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Okay. Thank you very much. So we will recite some of the old verses. Can you all choose from the previous verses and recite?
Mataji is Krishna Chaitanya 7.7.
Very good. Go ahead.
Mataha parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva.
Very good.
Who else would like to choose? 7.8.
Yes.
Prasohamapsu Kauntaya Prabhashmi Sashi Suryayo Pranav Sarvadeshu Sabdake Purusham Rishu.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
Apareyamitastvanya Ushida.
Apareyamitastvanya Patsvipim. Mataji, can you help her? I also forgot that sloka. Apareyam.
Apareyam
Itastvanya Prakritim
Siddhire Para
Jiva
Bhuta Mahabhavo
Edyam
Jayate Jagat.
Good job. You did very good. Very nice, Virendra. Thank you so much. You want to do it again?
Yes, Mataji. With you together.
Do it again. No, you do it. You did it well first time. Just do it by yourself.
Apareyamitastvanya Prakritim Para Jiva Bhuta Mahabhavo Edam Jayate Jagat.
Very good. Very nice. Wonderful. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to try any of the other shlokas?
Haribo Mataji.
Yes.
Can I do 4.9?
Okay. Yes.
Charmakama Chime Divyam Evam Yobhakti Tattvaha Tattvadeham Punajama Nirtiyamiti Soarjuna.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Adipurash. Mishuk, do you want to try?
Dehi Nityam Avadyoyam Dehi Sarvasya Bharata Tasmada Parihareti Tatsasyochariarasi.
Is that there, Mataji, in this slokas? I don't know.
It's okay. She did well. That's good. And who's that? She did well. Don't worry. Mishuk, do you want to try something? Okay. So then let's proceed further.
Mataji.
Yes.
Can I do 2.30?
Okay.
Devi Nityam Avodhyoyam Dehe Sarvasya Bharata Tasmat Sarvani Bhutani Nadvam Sochitum Arhasi.
Very good. Good job. You did that. Okay. So then let's move on to the next one. And today we are doing 7.10. So in our previous session we did 7.8. That is Rasoham Apsa Kaunteya, and then in the same line we are doing 7.10. Now 7.8, 7.9, 7.10, 7.11, They are all pretty similar verses. They're all talking about, in these verses, Krishna is talking about how he's spread in everything, how he's present in everything. So if you see, in 7.8, okay, we saw that Krishna was the taste and water. He was the light of the moon and the sun. And he was the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras and the sound in ether and ability in man. So many things Krishna told in one verse, so we saw that in great detail. Okay, there was one verse right after that, which is 7.9. And in 7.9, Krishna says, I am the original fragrance of earth, I am the heat and fire, I am the life in all lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics. So again, Krishna is continuing to say other things. Okay, just like how he spoke about ether and ability in man, he also spoke about other elements, like he spoke about water in the previous verse, right? So now he says, okay, I am the heat and fire, and I am the smell that you get from earth. So like that he went on continuing in a similar line. But then today we are going to memorize 7.10, which is the next verse after that. Okay, so all these verses are important, but since we are just choosing some important ones, I'm just picking some. So today we are going to do this verse, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. How Krishna is saying he's the seed-giving father of everyone. Okay. So, please repeat after me. Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam.
Jamam Sarva Bhutanam.
Mommy, can you help me
Viddhi
this one?
Partha Sanatanam.
Viddhi Partha Sanatanam.
Buddhir Buddhimantam Asmi.
Buddhi Abhadatam Asmi.
Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam.
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 Viddhi Partha Sanatanam.
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 Buddhir Buddhimantamsmi.
Buddhir Buddhimatam
Buddhir Buddhimatam
Buddhir Buddhimatam
Buddhir Buddhimatam
Buddhir Buddhimatam
Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. Viddhi Partha Sanatanam. Viddhi Partha Sanatanam.
Viddhi Partha Sanatanam.
Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. Viddhi Partha Sanatanam.
Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. Viddhi Partha Sanatanam.
Buddhir Buddhimatam Asmi. Tejas Tejasvinam Aham.
Buddhir Buddhimatam Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Buddhir Buddhimatam Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Buddhir Buddhimatam Tejas Tejasvinamaham.
Okay, let's do some important words. Bijam. Anyone knows the meaning of bij? Bija? Seed. Yes.
The seed.
What is buddhi?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Very good. Anyone knows the meaning of tejas?
Power.
Yeah, power, effulgence, brightness, all that is Tejas. Okay. Buddhi, you said that, right? You said the meaning of
Intelligence.
Who's Partha?
Arjuna, son of
Arjuna.
What is the meaning of Sanatana? What is Sanatan Dharma?
Like the
Eternal?
Yeah, eternal, very nice. Original, eternal Dharma. Yeah. So here he says, Partha Sanatanam, Vidhi Partha Sanatanam, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. I am the eternal one and I am the seed of everything, of all existence. And Buddhir Buddhimantam Asmi, I am the intelligence of all the intelligent people and I am the Tejas, I am the prowess of all the powerful men. It's a very beautiful verse. It's a meditation on Krishna, how Krishna is present everywhere. We just saw in our previous class how he's present in water, and now we are seeing all these things, how he's present in various elements. So we did see about a quick revision of what we have done in these verses so far, especially in chapter 7. We saw that the God's energies are classified into the inferior energy and the superior energy, the para and apara energies. And in the inferior energy, we saw the material elements, which consist of total 8. Right? Bhinna Prakriti Ashtadha. Remember that verse? So we saw the 8 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego. The gross elements, the subtle elements. And then we saw the superior energy, which is the spirit soul, which is made up of Sach, Chit and Ananda. Generally we say Sach, Chit, Ananda. We often quote the spirit soul to be that. Then we saw about how Krishna is present everywhere. He is the underlying presence in everything, just like how pearls are strung on a thread. Sutre Manigana Iva, that verse we saw. So we saw how, the pearls are like the jivas and the string is actually like Krishna. Krishna is the underlying personality everywhere and he accompanies us as Paramatma. Then we saw not only that, Krishna is actually the taste in water. So every time many of you may be doing Ekadasi, some of you may be doing Nirjala Ekadasi without water. So when you drink water after a very long time, or when you're out in the sun and you're playing your favorite sport and you come back all thirsty, and when you drink water, there is a sense of relief. The freshness in water is very satisfying. So that is what Krishna says there. He says, I am the taste in water. Okay, and attraction for water depends on the purity of the taste. So we saw the difference between seawater and fresh water, and we decided fresh water is better because of the purity of taste, and that is actually the energy of the Lord. And then we saw about the light of the sun and the moon, and we saw how the light of the sun nourishes all living creatures, and also the moon, it actually nourishes all the fruits and vegetables and gives the juice into the fruits and vegetables, so that every living entity can be nourished. Then we saw how Krishna is actually present in all the sound. He is present in the sound, especially Om represents Krishna. And how Om and Hare Krishna Mahamantra are actually the sound form of Krishna. So this is something we saw. And then we also saw Krishna says, I am Nrishu Paurusham. I am the ability in man, he says. So therefore we saw how any ability a person has, it's all because of Krishna, and we saw the story of Arjuna. So we saw how Arjuna, he couldn't do anything in Krishna's absence. When Krishna decides to withdraw his power, no one can function. So everything is pretty much given to us by God. Okay? Now, so much about Krishna. But you know what, when we were seeing about the jivas, we saw there are so many jivas, and we saw the we saw the superior energy and the inferior energy, superior energy and the lower energy, para, apara, we saw all that. And we were talking about living entities, the jivas. The Padma Purana states, how many jivas, how many species are there in this world? Anyone remembers?
8,400,000.
Yeah, it's right here, 8,400,000 species. So anyone knows how many of them are human beings?
Thousands.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's 400,000. So that's kind of a crazy number because we just think everyone is like normal human being like you and me, but then there are 400,000 human species. And they're all different based on their consciousness, actually. That's how the scripture is explained. So let's quickly go through this chart. What it says the universe consists of 8,400,000 species of plants, animals, and humans. That's the total. And then there are 900,000 species living in water. Like, can you name some aquatics you can think of?
Mataji, what's the question?
Can you name some of the aquatics you can think of?
Dolphins, sharks, fish,
Sharks, whales, fish.
whales.
Yeah. So like that, if you keep counting, you will find 900,000 species of different living entities in water. Okay, and then there are, how much is that? Like 2 million non-moving living entities such as trees and plants. So you must have heard in botany there are so many varieties of shrubs and plants and trees. So if you count all of them, each species, if you classify them as different species, you will get more than 2 million trees and plants, and also non-living objects. Certain non-living sthavara means that which is not movable. So it is said in scripture that certain, you must have heard, like certain hills, they have life because they can fly. This is all there in scripture. Okay, so let's not get into the details of that. We'll proceed further. And then there are more than 1 million species of insects and reptiles. So all the crawling creatures, there are so many of them. And there are 1 million species of birds that are flying in the sky. And there are quadrupeds, that means 4-legged animals. And that you have over 3 million. And there are 400,000 human species. So you see, I don't know if I said the words correctly. 300, how much is that? 3 million, 3 followed by 6 zeros, whatever it is. So there are so many species. This is just for an idea. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the count. All that you need to remember is 8,400,000 species, of which 400,000 are human. If you remember that, it is enough. The rest of it, forget it. Okay, you don't have to remember every unit. This is just for us to get an idea that this world is full of living entities. So you are all very good science students. You all know that bacteria and virus is present everywhere. In every square inch of your table or your floor, you're going to find living entities. They're very microbial, very small, everywhere. Life is spread everywhere. Okay? Now let me ask you this question. Now that we'll stop here, we'll take a minute. And before we get into the actual contents of this verse, okay, I'll screen the verse for you so that you can meditate on it. Here you go. So, I want to ask you, can someone tell me why you think life is coming from Krishna and life is not created out of chemicals or out of material elements, like something you might have heard of so many theories like Big Bang theory and so many theories of how life came into existence. So depending on what you think, what you feel is correct, can you tell me a few reasons why you think life has come into existence because of collision of elements, or if you think life has come into existence because Krishna created life, you can tell me the reasons why you think like that. So does anyone have any idea? Why do you think? So let me go, person by person, and then we can decide what each one of you have to say. Like for example, let me start with Asra. So Asra, what do you think? Life comes from life, meaning life comes from Krishna, or life comes from material elements? And you have to substantiate your argument at least with 2-3 reasons. Can you try? Okay, Krishna Chaitanya, you want to try?
Okay, Mataji. Well,
yeah.
If life comes from the chemicals, then we don't know where the chemicals came from. They just appeared. And
that's nice.
Life is like more superior than the material elements.
Oh my God, you're so shastric. Wonderful. Excellent. Then.
Yeah.
Very nice. Excellent 2.0. Brilliant. You are an expert in Bhagavad Gita. Very nice. Next. Yes. Go ahead. You can tell, it's okay. Who wants to go next? Mishuk. Adi Purush. Okay. Ashutosh. Prahlad. Varun.
Well, this is Ashutosh. Well, we know that Brahma creates stuff and he does it on Krishna's order. So Krishna must have told Brahma that to build it because we wanted to go back.
Okay. So why do you think, life should have come from, Brahma? Brahma, why should he create it? Why can't things just, combine and form life? Okay. What you said is correct. Yes, it's a valid point. Brahma created life. That's correct. He created the bodies at least.
But he created on Krishna's order.
Yes, he created it on Krishna's order. So it has come from Krishna. That is correct. Anyone else wants to say why they think it should come only from Krishna and why can't material elements come together and, collide and form life?
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Prahlad. Life comes from Krishna because Krishna created us.
Oh, Krishna created us. Yes, Ashutosh and Prahlad, very good. Both of you said very similar things. Very nice.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Krishna Chaitanya.
Krishna Chaitanya's
This
brother.
is Krishna Chaitanya's brother, younger brother.
Ramachandra.
If the life was made out of chemicals, it would affect something to the body, so it wouldn't be really good for the body. And chemicals are kind of bad for you. Something harm might happen to you.
That's so sweet. That's very sweet, Ramachandra. That was very, very sweet thought. Very nice. Anyone else wants to say anything about this? Okay. So yes, all of you gave very good answers, and yes, life actually comes from life. Life was created by Krishna, and there is the reason is because you see anything around you in this world, it just doesn't appear. There has to be a creator. Okay, you've seen babies, they just don't appear, or anything. You see a little chicken. The chicken doesn't appear. It appears from a hen. Okay? Anything you see around you, a baby puppy, a puppy dog, doesn't just appear. It comes from a mother dog. So anything you see in this world comes from a source. Nothing just automatically appears out of thin air. So like that, this entire universe was created by Krishna, and Krishna Chaitanya also had a point saying that material elements, they are lower energy. They are controlled by the superior energy. So therefore, they cannot create life by themselves. They don't have the potency. So therefore, life has to come from a superior source. And here, Krishna, as all of you said, many of you made this excellent point that actually life comes from Krishna. Brahma, he creates, but initially it is all from Krishna. So therefore, Krishna, here he says, I'm a person and I am creating life. And therefore Krishna says, O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existence. Something just didn't appear. It came from a person. Krishna is behind everything. And he says, I am the original seed of all existences. Okay, and then we'll continue to see what else Krishna is trying to tell us. So, just like there is a beautiful analogy that is given. For every effect to happen, there should be a cause. Okay, for everything in this world, there should be a cause. So basically, a cause means it's like a seed of the effect. Anything you see an effect because there was an original cause. Because something happened, that's why you're seeing the result. And the example is given is that to see clouds on the sky, okay, water has to evaporate from the ocean. Otherwise, you will not see clouds on the sky. So, because the water has evaporated from the ocean, only you're seeing clouds. This is basic science. Okay? So, ocean is actually the source of the clouds. So, the seed of the clouds is actually the water from the ocean. That's how clouds are formed. And then that clouds, when it rains, fresh water falls on the ground, and that fresh water is stored on earth, and we can drink that fresh water. So it is a nature's process of purifying salt water. Very simple process. Water evaporates from the ocean, it gets settled in clouds, and then this perspiration comes down as rain. Rain falls on earth, naturally it is purified, and then you get drinking water in your pipe. It's purified further, you get drinking water. So the source for the clouds is the ocean. Okay? And the cloud is the source of the rain. So similarly, everything, even the rain in this world, you see there is a source. It is a mundane source. It's a material source. Even for material things, you need a source. So imagine for this entire creation, there should be some superior source, the supermost source. So that is Krishna. So anything you see, material, spiritual, whatever, he says, I am the original source. I am giving everything. Even the elements are actually created by me. So I think Krishna Chaitanya was also saying, elements by themselves, they do not have the potency. So it is only by a superior source that all this can happen. Now, there's a beautiful, beautiful analogy in the scriptures. Okay, it's called as Tandula Birchika Nyaya. So what's that? So in ancient days, in ancient times in India, have you all seen paddy fields where they grow rice? Anyone has seen that in India?
Yeah.
So you know what they do? They collect, when they do the harvest, they collect the paddy and they beat out the rice and they stock it in piles and keep it in the villages. Okay? And then the husk is removed and then they take out the white rice, they polish it, they put it in bags and they give it to you. They go to the grocery store and then you can go pick it up and you can eat that rice. This is how rice is generally prepared for consumption. Okay? But it is grown in the soil by Krishna's mercy because of water, soil and Krishna's mercy, the rice grows. Now when people collect rice, okay, they pile it up, they stock it up in huge stocks. As they grow the rice, they just collect them and they pile it up. Now sometimes in ancient India, you would see that little scorpions. Anyone knows this insect called as a scorpion? Have you seen it, heard about
Yes.
it? Yeah, it's a poisonous insect, right? So it's something that's poisonous. So in India, sometimes because of the heat, when rice is piled up, there is some warmth in it. Natural warmth is there in the pile of rice. So suddenly you would see certain scorpions coming out, baby scorpions, small ones, will come out of that rice. Now, when a layman who doesn't know anything about this looks at the pile of rice and he sees a tiny baby scorpion coming out, what will he think? He will think the rice is the cause of the scorpion. He will think rice gave birth to scorpion. So can rice give birth to a scorpion? Anyone knows that? Yes or no? No. Yes. Everyone knows mother scorpion will give birth to baby scorpion, right? So until the mother scorpion lays her eggs inside the rice, she's put her eggs there. Because of the warmth, she knows the eggs will hatch and the scorpion will come out. Okay? So therefore, it is common sense. It is common sense. Just because you are seeing a baby scorpion coming out of a pile of rice, it doesn't mean that rice created scorpion. It means mother laid her eggs there, so baby scorpion came. Similarly, Krishna has put his seed. Krishna is the source. It's not that material elements just combine together and randomly life forms. It cannot happen. Krishna has put in the life. He's the source. He's the mother, father, everything. Because of him, all we babies have come out. Okay? So this is called as the Tandula Vrishchika Nyaya. This is there in scripture to explain how life comes from life. It is not matter that creates life. So Krishna is establishing that fact in this verse. Now Krishna is saying, I am like the root of the tree. Okay, I am the seed of everything. So you see, there is a little seed that you put in the soil. That seed will not even be visible. It will not be visible. But suddenly you will see all sorts of plants coming up, all sorts of trees coming up. And they have very strong roots to sustain. They will sustain the biggest tree possible. Okay, these roots. If the roots are strong, the tree will be sustained very well. So Krishna is saying, I am that seed and I am also the roots because I am holding up the living entities. I am sustaining them. Very similar to the previous verse. We saw how the thread is underlying in the pearls, right? Similarly, Krishna is saying, I am the root. I am holding you on. And this is a verse from the Upanishads. It says, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. Krishna says, I am the primal living entity among all eternals, supreme living entity of all living entity, and he alone is maintaining all life. So he is like the root of the tree and the invisible seed from which the entire tree comes out. So that is Krishna. He is always eternal. We saw in this verse also the word Sanatana. Vidhi me Sanatana, he said. Sanatana means eternal. So he is always there. He is always there and he is sustaining us. And we are all created from Krishna. So obviously, we should be similar to Krishna in all his qualities. Krishna has qualities, means we will also have those qualities in minute degrees. And we have seen these examples in our previous classes. Like how the gold on your mother's earring is very similar in quality to the gold that is there in the gold mine this man is excavating. You see this man? He is excavating gold. The quality of the gold from here to the gold in your mother's earring will be the same. It's the same gold. But still, the earring in your mother's ear is very, 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 very tiny to the amount of massive gold mine that is there. Similarly, Krishna is so big, he is so massive in all the qualities, and we have a tiny droplet of his qualities. We are similar, yes, but we are very small, just like ocean and droplets. The ocean is so big. Imagine you go to the Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean. It is so big. You take a small drop of ocean water, that will also be salty like the entire ocean. The quality will be the same, but quantity is different. We are minute like the droplet. Okay? So even our qualities are minute. Krishna is complete in everything, but if we have little intelligence, little beauty, little strength, very, very little, we are nothing in front of Krishna. Even the most intelligent person has very little qualities from Krishna. Okay? And Krishna is saying to those people, the ones who are the most intelligent, the most strong, he's telling that is also, you can see that as my splendor. I am present in that intelligence. I am present in that power. Okay? So that is the next part. He's saying, I am the intelligence of the intelligence of the intelligent and the prowess, the power in all powerful men, or the splendor or the tejas in a person who has a lot of tejas, a lot of prowess. Okay? So a classic story of that is Hanuman. Now we all know Hanuman was very powerful, very, very powerful. He's a big hero, and he was also very intelligent. Sometimes they say if there is power, there is no intelligence. But Hanuman had both. He was very smart, and also he was very intelligent. Okay? So when he was crossing the ocean, we all know the story of Ramayana. how Hanuman crosses the ocean and he goes to Lanka. So even when he was crossing the ocean, which was so big, Hanuman, he didn't feel any tiredness. And it is explained, the reason he didn't feel any tiredness is because he was thinking, whatever power I have, it is because of the mercy of Lord Ram, because of his holy names, because of the ring that I am carrying in my hand. So therefore, even though it was such a big flight, when he landed, he was thinking, I didn't feel any tiredness. Why is that? Because it was possible only by the Lord's mercy. It is the Lord's power in me. He made me this. It was the ability given by Lord Ramachandra. That's why I could cover such a huge distance flying, and now I'm not even feeling tired. So Hanuman's real strength was not his power, rather it was his humility. He understood it is the mercy of Krishna. It's the mercy of Lord Ramachandra. Only because of Lord Ram's mercy, I have some power to function in some way. Okay, so Krishna, or Lord Ramachandra for that matter, is the power in all powerful men. Even the most powerful Hanuman could understand that the power was actually coming from Lord Ram. Then what happened was, when Lord Ramachandra, after he landed in Lanka, he began to search for Sita Devi. He was searching everywhere. He went to so many places. He couldn't find Sita. He went to Ravana's palace. He went to the best of the palaces, houses, cities, at every possible place. He didn't find Sita. Then Hanuman, he offered a prayer. He offered a prayer to Sita Ram Lakshman. And in that prayer, he requested Sita Devi to reveal herself to him. So that is when actually Hanuman, he realized that he didn't search the Ashokavan, and he went further to see Ashokavan. And when he offered that prayer, actually Sita revealed herself under the Sinshupa tree. That's how Ramayana describes. So even here you see Hanuman was very intelligent. He was a great Pandit. But still, the real intelligence at the time of need was given only by the Lord. Okay, when he offered a prayer, he was blessed with intelligence. So Krishna very, very strongly states in Bhagavad Gita, whatever intelligence you have, it's coming from me. Whatever power you have, that also comes from me. And Hanuman was completely aware of it. Let's say one last story, the story of Bhima and Jarasandha. So, anyone wants to tell the story? It's a very interesting story. Anyone knows the story? Yes, tell me.
Krishna, Madhava. Hare Krishna.
Yes, both of you can tell. You can take turns, and you can tell. All stories are wonderful, so you can tell your own versions. Go ahead, one by one.
You can go. You can go. So, Jarasandha was born from two mothers, one half from each mother, because his father wanted to have from both of his wives a child. So he cut the mango that he was given in half and given to one wife and the other wife, and they both gave to half a baby. So when the maidservant got half the baby, they got very scared and didn't show the queen, and they went and threw the baby in the forest. So then a demon named Jada, right, her name, she comes in and she finds the baby, and she puts the two pieces together and they form one big baby, and she decides to take this baby and give it back to the king. And when she does, he's really happy with her, and he gives her a blessing that says, "My son will be named after you," which his name was Jarasandha. And Jarasandha, he was really powerful, and the thing was he couldn't get killed in any way, except unless his bodies were split in half. Because even no matter how many times you could kill him, he could always come back together, and he was very strong. So he used to go and fight with many kings, and his two daughters
two daughters were the wives of Kamsa. So when he found out that Kamsa had passed away, he got really mad with Krishna and he started fighting with Krishna. But every time he fought with Krishna, he lost. And and at one point, Krishna was very tired of Jarasandha always wanting to fight with him, so he pretends to run away from the battlefield. And Jarasandha thinks that Krishna left, and he goes away to his castle. And then one day, when there was this 100 yagna, the her sacrifice that they had to do, they had to go fight Jarasandha, and Krishna knew the only person that could fight him was Bhim. So he took Arjuna and Bhim and himself dressed as Brahmanas, went to the castle of Jarasandha and tried to and pretend to be Brahmanas, since Jarasandha that time was giving anything to Brahmanas, whatever they wanted. So when Jarasandha saw Krishna, Arjuna, and Bhima, he didn't believe them to be Brahmanas because of their strong bodily appearance. And later on, they revealed themselves as Krishna, Balaram, and Arjuna, and Krishna asked Jarasandha to pick one that he had to fight with, and he picked Bhima, and so then the fight went on for, I don't remember how many days.
20-something days.
It went on 20, around, I don't know. And,
very nice.
And then every day they would fight, but at night they would talk like good friends because they were his guests. And then at one point, he didn't know, but Bhim didn't know how to kill Jarasandha. So he looked at Krishna for help, and Krishna took a twig and split it in half and threw it. So then Bhima, he knew what he had to do. He took Jarasandha's body, he split it in half and threw it. But he did it in such a way that the bodies could connect back again, and they connected back again, and Bhima was very confused. So this time Krishna again takes another twig and throws it 2 different directions, and Bhima understands, so he again breaks Jarasandha's body and throws it in opposite directions where they cannot meet up, and Jarasandha dies. And he had also captured many kings and made them as slaves in this big dungeon, so they had to, Krishna went down there and saved all the kings. And there were hundreds of kings that he was holding in this.
Beautiful. Very nice details. Who was the other one who wanted to say the story? Sorry, I didn't see that name. Who was the one who also volunteered? Hare Krishna. Who's the other person who volunteered? Okay. Excellent, Asra, excellent details. Thank you so much for the entire story. And let me ask this question to everybody. Whoever wants to answer can answer. So ultimately, how do you think Bhima actually killed Jarasandha?
With the help of Krishna.
With the help of Krishna.
So where did his power and intelligence come from?
Krishna.
So everything comes from Krishna, and Krishna was the intelligence when Bhima had to function, right? Because that was a tricky situation, and when Krishna showed that Bhima understood, okay, this is how I'm supposed to kill him. So the intelligence was coming from Krishna very openly. So we see in every situation, actually, Krishna is also the Paramatma. So whatever intelligence we require, Krishna will prompt us when we look towards him. Okay? So that's a very beautiful story of Jarasandha, of how Krishna is actually everything, and he is the intelligence in all intelligent men, and he is the prowess of all powerful men. So we can take turns. We're running out of time, so take turns and please recite, and also recite the translation. Hare Krishna. Go ahead.
Krishna Chaitanya.
Yes.
Bijam mam sarva bhutanam viddhipata sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejam tejasvinamaham. O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligent of the intelligent, and the powerless of all powerful men.
Very good.
Ashutosh.
Yes, Ashutosh.
Bijamam sarvabhutanam Vidi Partha Sanatanam Buddhir Buddhitam Matam Asmi Tejasviham Vinam Aham. O son of Partha, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of intelligent and prowess of all powerful men.
Prowess, yes, that is correct. Good. Very nice. Next.
Ramachandra.
Yes.
Bijamam sarvabhutanam Vidhi Partha Sanatanam Buddhimatam Asmi Tejasvinam Aham. O son of Preethi, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men.
Good. Very nice.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I check?
Yes.
Bijamam sarvabhutanam Vidhi Partha Sanatanam Buddhi Matam Ashmi Tejasvinam Aham.
Very nice.
O son of Preethi, now that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent and the prowess of all powerful men.
Very good. Good. Who's next? Varun, Aditya, Mishuk, Ganga, Prahalad, not Prahalad, Krishna, right? No.
Mataji Vrinda is not here. Mataji, please let this.
Ashutosh. Oh, okay, no problem. Ashutosh, Nimai.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
Okay, Mash.
Krishna.
Oh, sorry.
Nimai, go ahead.
Okay. Bijamam sarva bhutanam Vidhi Partha Sanatanam Buddhimatam Asmi Tejasvinamaham.
Translation.
O son of Partha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, the prowess of all powerful men.
Very good. O son of Preethi. Yeah. Good, Nimai.
Oh, son of Preethi first.
And who's next?
Bijamam sarvabhutamam Vidhi Partha Sanatanam Buddham Matamasmi Tejasvinamaham.
Translation for you.
O son of Partha,
Preethi.
know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the powers of all powerful men.
Very good, Prahlad. Thank you so much. Anyone else would like to do? Have you all done? I see Varun, I see Aditya, Krishna, Adipurush, Mishuk. Okay. So if no one wants to try, we can end the call. And we'll again meet next week with another verse. Okay? Vanchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. See you next week.
Hare Krishna.
Preethi Vilasini Mataji ki jai. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.